YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another video, and today I'm doing a quick reaction to the Buccaneers Packers game. I would be doing a live stream of Chiefs Bills right now, but I have a lot of homework that I have to finish for school that's due tonight, and I just have to finish it. So I really wish I could get more videos out to you guys, but I have a lot of work that I need to do. So school comes first. But with that being said, that was a very interesting game. The offense and the defense on both teams played phenomenally. Like, there's not really a lot of games where you can see the impressiveness of the offense while the defense is still playing phenomenally. Like, usually, if the offense plays well, the defense looks like trash. But on both sides of the football, there were multiple turnovers. On both sides of the football, there were good offensive plays, as well as, like, Shaq Barrett had 3 sacks. Devin White had 15 tackles. Devin White now has 25 tackles in his 2 playoff games. Brady threw 3 picks. Like, the Packers defense were able to take 3 picks off of Tom Brady, who hadn't thrown a away pick in 393 snaps or whatever. So both teams played phenomenally well. I was very happy with the final score of the game. My prediction was 31-30 Bucks. It ended up 31-26. So I thought that my score was pretty good. I feel bad for Rodgers, though. I mean, you go to 5 championship games, and you only get to 1 Super Bowl. Like, he's a phenomenal quarterback. He is one of the best quarterbacks to play football right now, but it's too bad. It's too bad. And Green Bay has had a lot of success over their entirety as a franchise. Between Bart Starr at the beginning and then Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers in the last 35 years. I mean, that covers pretty much the entirety of the last, like, that covers like 40 years. 40 years of the 60 years of the past 60. So the Packers have had phenomenal success as a franchise. And Aaron Rodgers played a great game. He had 75 completion percentage. He had 8 yards per attempt. He had 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. He had over 100 passer rating. It was your average Aaron Rodgers game. He had 106 passer rating, 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, 300. It was your average Aaron Rodgers game. He went on insane. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, or Marquez, or however that's pronounced. Scantling had a phenomenal game. He had 4 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown. And the thing that surprised me was Davante Adams. He was shut down. The Bucs put a lot of effort into guarding Davante Adams, making sure Davante Adams couldn't make a major influence in the game. And I think that was one of the things that helped their their defense. The Bucs defense going into this game was, in the regular season, they were ranked 21 in the league for defensive passing yards. They were ranked first for rushing yards, and they were 7th overall. And I think that this game really exemplified how the Buccaneers defense has played this year. You stuff the run immediately. You make sure they don't get any running game going, so they have to pass. Rodgers threw 45 passes. They forced him to pass the football. And Rodgers is good at passing the football when he's comfortable. The Buccaneers made him uncomfortable. And that's what they did in the previous game where they won 38-10. They made Rodgers uncomfortable. They made Rodgers feel it, and they made Rodgers throw some throws that he didn't want to throw. They put Rodgers in situations that he didn't want to be in. And they put the Packers in situations that weren't necessarily good for a winning team. And if you make the quarterback uncomfortable, if you bring the blitz, they were the first team to bring the blitz to the Packers effectively since they did it in Week 6. Aaron Rodgers had an 126 passer rating against the blitz since Week 6. And what I said in my last video when I made the power rankings for these teams, I put the Packers at 1, I put the Bucs at 2, I put Chiefs and Bills at 3 and 4. Everyone thought that I was crazy for putting the Bucs at number 2, or a couple people thought I was crazy for putting the Bucs at number 2. But the difference is all 4 of the offenses are phenomenal. All 4 of these championship offenses are phenomenal. But the defense is what sets both the Packers and the Bucs apart. Both the Packers and the Bucs, their defenses are methodical. They get turnovers. They don't allow red zone points. And there's a couple drives where the Packers just couldn't score. There was a red zone that they couldn't score, or where they ended up getting a field goal. And then the weirdest play, it was 4th down and 8. The Packers were down by 8 points. They didn't go for it. I don't know what that play call was. I was very confused by. I mean, you can't blame. You can. Matt LaFleur has been phenomenal with the Packers. He took a losing season to a okay record 2 years ago. Last year, he brought them into the NFC Championship in his first year of coaching. And then this year, he brought them to a second NFC Championship 2 years in a row. This game went a little bit better for them, but both of those games ended in losses. And this one kind of was a bad loss because of bad coaching. At the end of the game, first of all, there's 2 weird plays in a row. First of all, they went for it on 4th down and 8. They didn't go for it on 4th down and 8. That's 4th down territory. You're down by 8 points with 2 minutes on the clock, and Tom Brady is on the other side of the field. Tom Brady can run 2 minutes off the clock without a doubt. There's no way that Tom Brady can't run off those 2 minutes. So you need to go for that. The second thing they did, they lined up in an onside kick formation after kicking the field goal. They lined up in an onside kick formation, and instead of kicking it deep, they kicked a pooch kick with 2:06 on the clock. They almost lost their 2-minute warning because there was 2:06 on the clock. The Bucs guy slid on the ground to make sure that he didn't fumble, but you might want to try and draw a fumble, but if you're racing the clock against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can't be doing pooch kicks. You need to kick it deep so that you can save the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning didn't run out. It was 2:02 on the clock when the Bucs made their first play, but those were 2 really weird coaching decisions at the end of the game that I don't know if I agree with. Overall, the Packers played a good game. They coached a good game, but the difference was that the Buccaneers had a lot of situations where there was an expected play call. And what they did was they did the exact opposite. At halftime, the Bucs were winning 14-10. So it's 4th down and 4 or something. Or no, it wasn't 4th down. It was first down and 10. It was a 58-yard field goal. What they were going to do is everyone thought they're going to do a curl route, pass it to the curl route quickly in those 8 seconds, not get a first down, get a couple of yards, so it's a quicker field goal. That's what the Packers were expecting. Instead, they go deep. The play call wasn't to go deep. Brady made that decision. He saw number 10. I can't think of his name right now. Miller. He saw Miller. He threw it deep. It worked. There's another play on the previous drive with the Bucs where everyone. I think it was a 3rd down and 1, and the Bucs went deep. They went deep, and it worked. They kept in the first half. They kept surprising the Packers with these weird play calls that you weren't expecting, and with 2 turnovers, 3 from the Bucs. The Bucs had 3 turnovers. The Packers had 2, and the turnovers were the difference in the game. Because the Buccaneers got 14 points off turnovers. The Packers, I believe they had 14. They either had 7 or 14 points off turnovers. They didn't capitalize on the third one. I don't even know if they capitalized on the second one. I think that they only got 7 points off turnovers. The Bucs got 14 because the interception from Rodgers has a short field, and then the fumble recovery from Devin White was possibly the quickest touchdown in NFL history. They got the ball at the 7-yard line. Brady threw one pass and it was a touchdown. So the Buccaneers overall, Devin White had a fantastic 2 games. He was out for the Washington game, but in the last 2 games, he had 25 tackles in 2 games. He had 2 fumble recoveries. He had a forced fumble. He had an interception. This is all in 2 games. And this is his 2nd year in the league. He also was the first player in, I think, 20 years to have 9 or more sacks and 150 tackles, or to have 100 and something, over 100 tackles and over 9 sacks in the same season. So this Buccaneers team, even with or without Tom Brady, they're going to have Tom Brady for a couple more years, but this Bucs team is going to be good for a very long time. This defense is impressive, and this defense is something you need to watch out for. They were a mediocre defense last year. They did good at the end of the season. This year, they're a top 10 defense. Next year, they have a chance to be top 3 or number 1. And I think that the Buccaneers defense next year has the potential to be a top defense in the NFL. They already are a top defense, but they have potential to be number 1. And the last thing that I have to say about this game is the MVP curse. An MVP has not won the Super Bowl in 20 years. Kurt Warner was the last MVP to win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers likely will be the NFL MVP. He had an MVP season. He threw 48 touchdown passes. Aaron Rodgers, I can't say definitely, but Aaron Rodgers will be the NFL MVP. That being said, there's only been, I think, a handful, if not less than a handful, maybe 3 players that have won the MVP and the Super Bowl in the same year. And I know that it doesn't mean anything. It's an arbitrary thing, but the MVP curse is real, guys. It's real. And Rodgers couldn't break it. I do feel bad that he is 1-4 in his career. I do hope that he can make it back to a Super Bowl before he retires. I was rooting for Drew Brees last week against Tom Brady. I am a Patriots fan first. I'm glad to see Brady win. I was rooting for Brees, knowing this was his last year. I was hoping that he would do well. As for Rodgers, he has a few more years left. So this game, I was on the fence. I was like, it would be nice if Rodgers won. But then again, I also still, Tom Brady did amazing things for my team. So if he wins, then that's phenomenal for him. So on both sides of the football, on both teams, this was a very well played game. Brady had 3 picks. A lot of that was good defense. One of them was under pressure. One of them was tipped by Mike Evans. And one of them was a bad throw. And on the other side of the football, there was just good defense all around. And there were a couple of questionable penalties, but that's what happens in championship games. In championship games, the refs let the players play. The only I don't disagree with any championship game calls. The Roby Coleman call, sure. Roby Coleman, that should have been pass interference. But other than that, there needs to be something blatantly wrong with what's going on for the refs to call it. That head-to-head hit on the Packers guy from the Bucs defensive player, that was called. That was a blatant, against the rules, strict penalty. Everything else, there was a couple of calls here and there that were ticky-tacky. They were kind of just let go because it's a championship game. It's a championship game. You let the players play. And it was a phenomenal game. It lived up to expectations. I was thinking this was going to be one of the best championship games in the last 10 to 20 years. And it definitely lived up to expectations. Brady Rodgers always is a good game. And to see these two in the championship game against each other was a phenomenal game to watch. I hope you guys all enjoyed the game. And make sure to tune in to the Chiefs-Bills game that's on right now. I'm definitely going to watch it. I can't watch the whole thing. As I said earlier, I have homework that I have to finish. But I'm definitely going to watch pieces of it. I think Buffalo is going to pull out the victory here. I think that my score prediction was 38-31 or 38-34. It's one of those two. I do think it might be a little bit lower scoring than that, but considering neither of these teams have impressive defenses, they both have very impressive offenses. I think they'll both score 30 points. So I'm very excited for that game. This was a fantastic game. And I wish I could do a live stream for you guys, but again, my time is going to be limited for videos. So comment down below what you guys want to see for videos. I want to make sure that the ones that I put out are the best I can possibly do, since there will be a limited number. I also might be doing other non-sports related videos. So like videos of my opinions of other things. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see from that, let me know. I have some ideas of my own of things that I want to share with you guys. So if you guys have any opinions, make sure to comment down below what you guys think of that. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.